Hey guys, just before we get to today's clip, just a quick reminder for all Serie A fans in the UK and Ireland, you can now stream every single match live on OneFootball. No matter which team you're backing, OneFootball's got you covered. You can watch via the OneFootball app on your phone or connected TVs from Apple TV, Google TV, Samsung, LG, and Fire TV, or on the website tv.onefootball. And what's even better is that you can choose how you watch it. You can grab a team or a season pass to watch all the matches until the end of the season, or just the ones from your favourite club. There's also a match day pass for £9.99 to watch all the weekend's games, or a single match on pay-per-view for £4.99. And yeah, if you missed a live game, you'll still get access to all the match highlights too. So if Serie A is your thing, OneFootball is where it's at. We'll have a link in the description of the episode for you to buy your preferred stream.
Welcome to the Italian Football Podcast.
Let's do the Serie A awards now, right? Quite a few to get through. So I'm first of all going to start with the team of the season, and I'm going to read out my 11 first, and then Nima's going to read out his 11, and then we'll kind of explain our reasons why. So I'm going to go for 4-3-3 formation. In goal, Mile Svila. Defense, Dumfries, Rachmani, Bastoni, and Nuno Tavares. Midfield, I've got Tijani Reinders, Scott McTominay, and Nico Paz. And then in attack, I've got Riccardo Orsolini, Matteo Retegui, and Moise Kean. Nima.
It's difficult for me to disagree with a single one of those choices. I wanted to go with a 3-5-2, and I think I'll go with a 3-5-2. I have Svilar in goal. I have Dumfries and Tavares as my wing backs. I've got Rahmani and Bastoni as central defenders, but I think Coppola from Hellas has been unbelievable, and I think he deserves to be mentioned. Then in midfield, you have to go with McTominay. You have to go with Anguissa, and you have to go with Nico Paz. I don't think there's much to talk about there. And then up front, it's Retegui, Kean. So that's my team, my 3-5.
Quite similar. Yeah, quite similar. Teams,
yeah. I think Coppola deserves to be there. I think he's been unbelievable.
Coppola does have some outstanding numbers this season.
I think he's been phenomenal.
I did want to single out. I mean, most of the players we talked about have got lots of praise this season, but I do think that Rachmani is somebody that hasn't got enough praise. I said that on my post-match. You know, somebody that played all 38 games for Napoli, and he's been the constant in that Napoli defense, which is the best defense in Serie A. So I think he deserves a bit more praise than
100%. And also because so far in his career, he's always been good when he's had a Koulibaly or a Kim Jae holding his hand. Well, this time around, he was the one holding the other's hands. Yeah. He was the constant. He was the player that they built around in, of course, Conte's rigid system.
The leader. He was the leader. He was a leader.
Yeah. He was the leader. He was the leader, without a doubt. And that's a development that I personally didn't think was coming. I know Patrick Kendrick will be thrilled because he loves Rahmani and he's always believed in him. I didn't think he had it in him to be that leader, that focal point. I expected Buongiorno to be that guy, but because of the injuries that he had, it actually turned out it was Rahmani who was that guy. Yeah. Of course, supported by a fantastic.
Well, he struggled a bit last season, quite a bit last season, and then so I guess the Conte effect probably also helped him.
It unlocked his potential
as well.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I think I think we've got pretty much the team. There's a few players that could have got in. I mean, I think Di Lorenzo has had a very good season at Napoli, but I mean, you can't not have Dumfries with his numbers. Then left back, that Tavares really had an unbelievable, world-class first half of the season, but then the second half of the season really did very little. But he gets in for that because there also isn't that many contenders at left back. It's been a poor season for left backs, I think, in Serie A. Gosens has been quite good, I think, for Fiorentina. Yeah. And then in midfield, I mean, Anguissa, somebody that I considered. I think Thuram at Juventus has been outstanding as well. But in attack, Thuram outstanding in the first half of the season, but then, a bit disappointing in the second half. think Retegui and Keane pick themselves, and then it's just whether you go with 3 up front or you go with 2 up front. And I think Orsolini has been absolutely magnificent for Bologna, which is why I went for him. But let's go through, Nima, the best for each position in Serie A. So we'll start off with the goalkeeper. I think we're going to have the same one here. So best goalkeeper, Mile Svila from Roma. Agreed?
Yeah, has to be Mile Svila.
Okay. Best defender. I'm going for Amit Rahmani of Napoli.
I'm going to go with Rahmani as well. But I think we should have a wide, like wing back or winger. We should have the best wide.
Well, let's do best wing back then. Best wing back in Serie A. Denzel Dumfries.
Denzel Dumfries, without a shadow of a doubt.
Has to be. Best midfielder, Scott McTominay of Napoli. Has to be.
Yeah, it's difficult to argue with that, and I kind of agree, but I have to go with Anguissa. I think he was fundamentally important to give that midfield balance.
Best attacker, I'm going for Moise Kean. I'm going for Moise Kean because I think that he was consistently the best throughout the season. I think Retegui had some incredible highs first half of the season, then he disappeared for a couple of months, then he had a little hot streak, then he disappeared again, Moise Kean was, I think, outstanding the whole way through the season and really carried Fiorentina himself this season from long stretches. So Moise Kean, best attacker.
Nah, Matteo Retegui for me. It's the capocannoniere, 25 goals, doing it at Atalanta, the second time ever Atalanta have a capocannoniere, the first one being Filippo Inzaghi. Nah, it's Matteo Retegui. I think the fact that he also, the assists he does as well is... No.
Okay, best youngster under 21. There's only one really, and that's Nico Paz, who's just a dream of a player to watch.
Yeah, there's no discussion. It's Nicky Peace, as they call him on Twitter, Nico Paz.
Right, biggest flops of the season. There's been quite a few, many of them from Juventus and Milan in particular. So I'm going to read out first, and at the end of it, you can tell me if you want to add, if there's any others you want to add, and then we can discuss them more. So, biggest flops of the season: Turn Cook Miners, Juventus; Douglas Luiz, Juventus; Emerson Royale, Milan; Alvaro Morata, Milan; João Felix, Milan; Mehdi Taremi, Inter; Noah Okafor, Napoli; Enzo Lefebvre, remember him, Roma; Nicola Zaniolo, Atalanta, and Fiorentina. Any you want to add to that?
You've just covered all of them.
Yeah,
I think that's pretty much all of them.
Most of them signings as well. I think all of them signings actually. Which is quite funny. Yeah. Zaniolo is the one that really makes me feel sad. Actually, looking at that list and João Felix. João Felix is a sad story given like all the hope, but Zaniolo is a sad story because without that injury,
two injuries. I mean,
the 2 ACLs. But I mean, to see him flop at Atalanta and Fiorentina this season, I mean, where does he go from here now? Like, he's not even Europa League level now. So where does he go? I have no idea. Where do you put him? Where do you put him at a mid-table?
Put him at a mid. Yeah, put him at a mid club.
Torino,
like Udinese, something like that.
Sad, isn't it? Very sad. Best transfer of the season has to be Scott McTominay, Man United to Napoli.
It's got to be Scott McTominay. There's no one else that has had the impact and the numbers and the decisiveness that he has had in a Scudetto winning side, no doubt.
Worst transfer of the season, I think. Look, pound for pound, when we look at it financially, I think it has to be one of the Juventus players.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go Douglas Luiz, Aston Villa to Juventus. And the reason I say that is Cook Miners probably pound for pound financially is a bigger flop because you've got to remember with the Douglas Luiz signing, there was players going in part exchange, which actually lowered his overall cost. So they didn't really pay 50 odd million. It was more like probably 30 or something like that. But with the difference is with Cook Miners, I think that if Conte comes in, there's a second season, there is the potential that he could turn that around. And it could end up being...
And that's precisely the reason I'm not picking Lloyd Kelly, because I think Conte can do something with him.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
Well, we've seen it before, haven't we?
That's literally the only reason I'm not picking Lloyd Kelly, because I think if Conte goes in there, then he can do something fantastic with him. Douglas Luiz is the one I'm going for as well.
Going for Douglas Luiz, yeah. Total disaster. And he will, I'm sure Juventus will try to sell him this summer. I can't see him being an Antonio Conte player.
No,
to be honest with you.
me
I
neither.
can't. I
Me
can't
neither.
see that.
No.
Right. This is just for you. This is only for you. But Premface of the season. What is there one person in particular that we're going to go for Premface
It's
of the season?
gotta be. It's every time Jamie Carragher and Gary Neville open their mouths. Like pick your poison. Like pick whenever they open their mouths. Everything that comes out of those two people.
Did you see that Gary Neville got banned from going to the City ground? He wasn't allowed to go to Nottingham Forest. This is journalists again, which I think, by the way, is awful. You should not banning journalists from games just because of something they said is disgusting.
Well, it depends on what they said. He didn't say anything
no,
horrible.
I'm sorry.
No, it depends on what they say. If you have a journalist like Zazzaroni who publishes racist headlines like Black Friday, then I say send him to hell.
Well, that's difficult. We're talking about criminality here.
Yeah.
For someone having their opinion.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm sorry.
You
can't in a democratic society. You can't.
I agree.
Can't
I agree.
But we're talking about Premface. We're talking about Premfaces here. Yeah, Carragher and Neville are the
the Batman of Robin of stupidity. Is and I couldn't tell you which one's Batman.
Laurel and Hardy.
Oh yeah. The Batman and Robin of ignoramuses.
Yeah, right. Serie Ass of the season. It has to be for me Serie A TV rights, because it's almost every single week we've had patrons and listeners sending in stories of how they can't watch Serie A. So for me, it has to be the Serie A TV rights.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's fair. I think it's consistently been the talking point that we've been the most annoyed with, and we've been right to be the most annoyed with. So I think, the way that the Serie A TV rights are handled, from the way they're sold, the way they're delivered, has been a shit show, and it's just not acceptable.
Yeah,
I want to have a coach of the season too before we go through each club player of the season.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Coach of the season, Nima.
It has to be Antonio Conte. There is no discussion. Yes, in competition with Claudio Ranieri and Vincenzo Italiano, but what he has done is unbelievable.
I'm going to go for Claudio Ranieri. I mean, listen, Antonio Conte deserves it, and he won the official award. But I think I think also Ranieri. I'm going to say joint award, Conte and Ranieri.
Yeah, that's
because I think that okay, yes, I don't feel like the winner of the Scudetto should just automatically win the coach of the season, which they.
That's not what I'm saying.
No, I know you're not. But I'm saying that's usually what happens in Serie A. The coach of the season always wins it, and I know it's different with Conte because it's what he's done incredible. It's different to say like if Inzaghi had won, like if Inter had won the Scudetto this season, it shouldn't have been just that automatically Inzaghi wins it because Inter won the title. But I think what Ranieri's done is just it's almost historic if they'd have got in the top four. So yeah, I think he deserves it as well. But yeah, that's our awards. What I want to do just before we move on is I want to go through each Serie A club and pick a player of the season for each club. And let's do this quickly, yeah. So just bang bang bang, boom boom boom, boom boom Becca on each single team. So I will read out the name, then I'll say mine. You say yours straight after, Nima. So we'll start off from top to bottom. Napoli, Scott McTominay.
Scott McTominay.
Inter, Denzel Dumfries.
Denzel Dumfries.
Atalanta, Matteo Retegui.
Same, Matteo Retegui.
Juventus, Kefren Turan.
Same, Kefren Turan.
Roma. Oh, Roma. Roma. Who are we going for Roma?
Miles Vilar for me.
Yeah, Miles Vilar. Agreed. Fiorentina, Moise Kean.
Moise Kean.
Lazio, Mattia Zaccagni.
Nicolo Rovella. I really like Rovella.
Okay. Milan, Tijani Reinders.
Yeah, Tijani Reinders.
Bologna, Riccardo Orsolini.
Can't be anyone but Orsolini.
Como, Nico Paz.
Same, Nico Paz.
Torino, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic.
Same. Vanja Milinkovic-Savic.
Okay. Udinese. Udinese. I hope I'm not getting this wrong, but I'm probably going to go on numbers and go Lorenzo Luca.
No, Omar Soler for me. I think what he's done is he's been one of the best defenders in the Serie A, and I think he's been outstanding.
Okay. Genoa. Oof. Genoa. This is a tough one. Genoa.
Morten Frendrup, I think, it's either him or...
I agree. Frendrup's got the best numbers, although I do want to give a shout out to Vasquez as well.
Yeah.
I think Vasquez has been good. He's scored the header of the season as well. Verona, we're going to go Diogo Coppola.
Coppola.
Mm-hmm. Cagliari.
Oof.
I think we have to go to Roberto Piccoli, don't we? 10 goals.
Yeah.
They stay up
That's
because
fair.
of Piccoli. They stay up because yeah. And he's actually developed quite well this season as well. I think he's been really good. Parma, Nima.
There's quite a few here. I mean, you can argue Bernabé, you can argue Boni, you can argue Leoni, Giovanni Leoni, who I think has been very good, but I don't know.
I'm torn between Bernabé and Leoni. Both missed a lot of games. Bernabé missed a lot of games through injury. Then Andrek has been great since coming in. And then there's Boni. I'm going to go Boni, actually.
Yeah.
For consistency over the whole season.
Yeah, I'll go Boni too.
Over, if we're talking half a season, I'd probably go Leoni, the second half of the season.
Same.
Who we got? Lecce, Nima.
I think it has to be, over the course of the season, the importance has got to be Kristovic. His 11 goals were fundamentally important.
Yeah, absolutely. Agreed. Empoli, I'll probably go Ismaili for Empoli.
I think, what's his name? Viti has been very important. Sorry, Fazzini. No, I'll go with Fazzini.
I was thinking Fazzini. Venezia, I think Nicolucci Caviglia has been
really good. Nicolucci Caviglia has been outstanding.
Yeah. Especially for Juventus, giving away the penalty. I mean, he's unlucky. It was a good bit of skill, but yeah, he has had a good season. Monza, I mean,
there's not a single one. Danny Motta, maybe.
Yeah, Motta scored 5 goals.
Keita Balde, maybe. I mean, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, who do you pick? Who do you pick? Torati in goal.
We could go with that as well. Yeah.
I don't know. What's his name that left to Fiorentina in mid-season? Maybe you can pick him. Pablo Mari for the first half of the season. Anyway, okay, right. That's that. That's the season. Enjoyable season for a neutral. I thought it was a very exciting season. The quality, not the best, but we can't complain them for how competitive the season was. Everything went down to the final day. The title race, the top 4. The European places, the relegation. I mean, as a fan, a neutral fan, you can't ask for any more than that. And that's one thing that Serie A has over all the other leagues is that, it's not decided already. It's not Liga where we know who the winner is. It's not, do you know what I mean? So the Premier League, the relegation race was decided in February or March or in January. The relegation race was decided. The title race was decided February, so that's for me, that's been what I take the best. That's been the best thing about this Serie A season, I think.
Agreed.